Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Dr. Anwar Youssef Dunbar, and this is Big Discussions 76, Science and Technology. First of all, please like the stream, please share it, please subscribe to my channel. That's the logo I have for this channel right now. Shout out to my brother Amal, who does all the artwork for my YouTube stuff and for my blogs and those kinds of things. I just wanted to come on and do this quick stream. This is going to be more of a quick announcement / stream. And something happened last week. Some of you know about it. Some of you don't. But I'm going to tell you about that. Just give me 1 second here. There was a slide that I wanted to have prepared to show you all during this live stream. Again, this is not going to be a long stream, but it's just going to be a short announcement. And I'm going to get into two, science-related terms toward the end of this. Just give me 1 second here. Let's see. I planned to have this ready before I started this stream, but my work days are pretty busy, and so some things slip through the cracks, as they say, but just bear with me. She'd be here. Thank you for being here. I just saw you stop through. Shout out to Edward Anderson. I was just watching something Edward Anderson was talking about. I enjoy Edward's discussions. Some people think he talks a lot, but he's passionate about what he talks about, and he has a lot of important opinions on things. This is normally the I think this is normally the Obsidian Angry Man hour, so I'm usually finishing up work and headed out to the gym, listening to those guys. Almost done, guys. And I'm going to tell you why I'm doing this in a second. Let me just slide this down here. I do this. How are you? For those of you who are in here, how's your week going so far? This is Hump Day, also known as Wednesday. Let me know how your week is going. All right, there it is. So let me just come back to StreamYard here. We here. What's going on, She? I heard you guys over on the Roger Report earlier. Always a very, very compelling discussion. Today, the discussion was about money, and that's something that I think is very, very important, regardless of which station you occupy. I'm a white-collar guy. I'm a STEM guy, but part of my core message is that it's important to know about money. All right, so let's go. This is not going to be a long stream, just more of an announcement, and I'm going to introduce two science and technology related vocabulary words at the end of this, but short stream. All right, so for those of you watching live and or watching on the playback, Big Discussions 76, Science and Technology, got temporarily taken down last week. it was the first time something like that happened to me. I received a warning on one video, probably about 2 months ago. And so when you get a warning, when a video gets taken down, that counts as a strike. And then if you do something that violates the guidelines, the community guidelines, or goes against this, or goes against that, that's another strike. And the penalty for that is your entire channel getting taken down. So I was literally live streaming last Tuesday evening, right around this time, talking about something which I thought was benign, talking about some content from my blogging platform. And midstream, I tried to throw something in the chat over there, and I was getting an error message, and it was the first time that ever happened. And then I went over to YouTube because I have this open when I live stream now. I have it open in YouTube and StreamYard, so I can see what's happening on YouTube. And then the error message was there. And then when I went to go look at the channel, I couldn't get to the channel. And so then when I went to my Gmail account, because Google owns YouTube, I got an email saying, we took your channel down. You were talking about something that violated our guidelines, and we've taken your channel down. So I was kind of like thinking to myself, scratching my head, like, you took me down over what? So I'm not going to get into what exactly I was talking about. I think I know what exactly it was. And right now, I kind of understand now why there's another content creator who has what he calls his rabbit hole productions, and he actually walks the line. I think pretty much a lot of what he says is pretty racy and pretty edgy, but I understand now why he has his rabbit hole productions. He says, send me an email, I'll send you the link, I'll talk about it in the hole. Well, the reason he does that is because I don't know enough about YouTube right now to know if they have people actively watching every stream. It's got to be impossible for them to do that. So it must be some sort of AI or some sort of algorithm that's watching this stuff as we're talking. And I'm just saying that to say that I know why now this particular individual has you email him so he can send you the link so he can say what he really wants to say. But what's interesting is that what I was talking about, in my opinion, it wasn't anything no one else had talked about before. And I thought that what I was talking about was on a very, very high level. I think I know what it was that struck their panic meter. And I'm not going to talk about it here, but I just thought it was interesting because I don't think I talked about anything that no one else in the YouTube streets has not talked about before. The same is true for my video that got removed 2 months ago. It wasn't anything that wasn't already being discussed here on YouTube or also in the news. But I think clearly there are certain things they're policing right now. And as I conclude with the stream, I've been rethinking in the last week what to talk about here now and how to tailor my messages and how to what exactly to say here. Give me 1 second. I'm going to go over these comments. Let's see. Sheet says, we hear 8. I'm not sure what the 8 means. LOL. Mr. Heat says, bull man. Welcome back. She says, pick up words and phrases. Yep. is your internet good, Doc? It looks like 144p. Let me take a look over here on the. Yeah. So I'm getting Mr. Heat. I'm getting a the little what do you call it? The signal thing where it's showing the low connectivity. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this. Yeah, I know. Look at me. I look choppy there. I look artificial. Let me turn this other computer off and let's see if that clears it up. Give me 1 second. Okay, so that's shutting down. Let's see if my no, that hasn't gone away. So, Mr. Heat, educate me. 144p. That's a measurement of what, internet speed or bandwidth. This looked fine last week, but for whatever reason, I'm getting a very low signal right now. Okay, so do I want to continue like this? Do I want to continue like this? Okay, it looks like it's clearing up a little bit, and then it's okay. Well, I didn't want this stream to go long anyway, so I'm gonna get in here and say what I want to say, and then get out and then troubleshoot this later. So first of all, thank you, Mr. Heat. Your Cash App last week. I never got to thank you for the cat. Well, I thanked you in the Roger report. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and turn the camera off. All right, Roger's here. There. We're going to do this Manosphere style. Yeah, so Mr. Heat, I want to thank you. I thanked you in the Roger Reports chat. Now, see, when I turn this up, I turn the camera off now that the little bars go away. Anyway, Mr. Heat, thank you for the Cash App. That was literally one of the last things that I saw before that stream got taken down last week. And when that happens, when your stream gets taken down as you're talking midstream, it's like you don't really know what's going on. You're like, what the hell? Why isn't this link copying into my chat and those kinds of things? So that was yours was the only donation that day, but it did get cut off early. So I appreciate that. So I'm saying that to say, guys, that that's what happened last week. My channel was down, and I when things go bad like that, you actually do learn something. I went out and I took a walk afterwards. I couldn't believe what just happened. And I came back and I looked at the email that YouTube/Google sent me. And it said there was the hyperlink for the appeal. So I said, well, I don't think I did anything, but let me go ahead and appeal this. So that's what I did. I clicked the link and made my case to them, and just I was kind of stewing over the whole thing the rest of the night, and then I went ahead and I was watching some other streams on YouTube that night. I was watching the Little Big Night Show, and for those of you who know what Nate talks about over there, things can get pretty heated. Things can get very, very contested, and things can get very, very chippy over there on the Little Big Night show. And I was sitting there thinking, wow, I didn't cuss, I didn't raise my voice, I didn't do anything offensive during that stream, and they took the whole channel down. And I was watching some other guys like Fantastic and some of the other guys where things get a little chippy and things get a little heated. And I was just kind of scratching my head and thinking, okay, I didn't say anything that was particularly bad, in my opinion. But you know, it's a story for everyone else. You know, these YouTube channels, and I'm writing something about this on my blogging platform now. These channels are like, in my opinion, they're like stores in the mall. You know, Old Navy, Macy's, you know, Banana Republic, Foot Locker, all those stores, they don't own the mall. They're renting space in the mall to sell their goods. And YouTube is like that. You know, we come here, we have these channels, but we don't. We're kind of at this point renting out the channels, but we don't own the channels. And what you learn when you get a channel taken down or you get a video taken down is that you don't own the channel. They own it. We're using it, and if they think that you've gotten out of line or that you're saying something that they don't want you to say, you know, they will take your store down. So that's that. So first of all, I see Roger there in the chat. What's going on, Roger? Long live the habitual line steppers. I think maybe I need to learn the art of line stepping a little bit better. But Roger was cool. He saw it, and Roger texted me that night and said, "Hey, I'm sorry this happened. I just saw that this happened to your channel, and I didn't see that his text message until that would have been Wednesday morning. But fortunately, that morning I woke up, looked at my phone, and I saw that YouTube honored my appeal, and just like that, boom, the channel was back up. But I couldn't upload anything, and I couldn't live stream for another week, which is what I wanted to do. I wanted to come back on last Wednesday and say, hey, look, this is what happened. This is why the channel went down. And, you know, I'm back. But after that happens, you can't do anything for another week. And I think that there's still a notification in my backstage that there's still an existing strike. And the first strike, they're like speeding tickets. The first strike lasts for a little while, and then the second strike lasts for another while. So it continually builds until they think you've learned your lesson, or until you have to go start a new channel altogether. So as I was, after that happened, I told you that I went out and I took a walk, and I was listening to Valdez the Angry Man as I was walking, and I was thinking, you know, do I even want to start another science channel? Do I want to come back and do this after this happened? Because, you know, how do you know what to say anymore? How do you know what you can't say? You can be discussing something and presenting something with the best intentions, and if it triggers those strikes, you know, boom, you're gone. And then I thought about, you know, this is still relatively a small channel, but I thought about the Angry Man. I know that he lost the channel a couple of years ago, and he's much, much bigger than me. But he lost the channel a couple of years ago, and he had to rebuild from scratch. I know, Roger, that happened to you, and you had to rebuild from scratch. But you know, when you think about the amount of work, the amount of hours that you put in, generating video, editing video, because I only started live streaming in September. So everything before that was a pre-record. So you had to shoot it, That involves shooting the content with a video camera, sitting down, editing it, adding pictures, adding fades, all those things. All that was, I still had those files, but the data associated with those videos was gone. The live stream, for those of you unfamiliar with YouTube, when you use an app like StreamYard, it sends the MP4 to your YouTube channel so you can download it and edit it and waterfall the content. But as I was walking around after that happened, I realized, wow, all of my live streams, I only downloaded a few of them. So those other live streams are pretty much gone. So it's very, very sobering when that happens. And so I was just thinking, okay, do I want to come back and do science content? Do I want to, or should I just, do I even want to be bothered with this anymore? Do I want to continue on YouTube? What am I going to do going forward? I'm going to read Roger's comment here. Roger says, I'm glad to hear they only gave you a week. They got me for much longer on both of my channels that took hits. Yeah, man, it's sobering. It really opens your eyes when that happens. Lionel, they took his channel. I'm not sure that I know Lionel. I don't think you're talking about Savings Minus Debt, because I think I saw him up recently doing content. But yeah, it's for the people, BGS said, it's a unique experience being a content creator, and the people watching who are not content creators, they don't know what all goes into this. But once you become a content creator, you start to understand there are different levels to this whole thing. Part of it is talking about stuff that people actually care about. Part of it is making some sort of attachment with your audience. Part of it is your presentation. Shout out to me and my brother Amal. We've gone around in circles a little bit over the last 2 years since I've been YouTubing about my presentation and about what I say and about how I say it and about the quality of my presentation. And that's a major piece of this as well. I'm thinking about Mr. Fantastic and DJ Kuda and the whole microphone argument, but also there is watching what you say and not getting your stuff taken down. Okay, Lionel, he's one of the okay, yep, he was talking about that. So you have to be, if you're watching this on the playback, I only have a few people in here now, you have to be careful talking about that, among other things. I see that the Mr. Heat, I see that the signal thing has gone away. So I'm going to turn my camera back on to see what happens, just briefly. Okay, so it looks normal here, but I'm going to wait for the delay over on YouTube. Give me 1 second. Again, I don't intend to go long here. I just wanted to get on and make this announcement. See, it came back. Still a little choppy. Okay. I have to troubleshoot this because I was away this weekend and I'm behind in the content I want to create and upload. So I have to troubleshoot that. I have a lot of stuff planned. Speaking of which, so if that ever happens again, guys, and this is for people watching live and on the playback, this is my contact info. I mean, some of you, only a few people have my cell phone. So, but this is how you can contact me. I have a blogging platform, bigwordsarepowerful.com. I have that email address right there, bigdiscuss76@bigwordsarepowerful.com. I know that's a mouthful, but I set that email address up strictly for my YouTube channels. I'm on Facebook. I have a page called Big Words Are Powerful on Facebook. I post my written content and some of my video content there, and I also sometimes I send photos over there from Instagram. If you're on Twitter, my Twitter handle is at Big Words Are Powerful, and my Instagram handle is at Anwar Youssef 76. So I need to sit down and set up an email list. Shout out to Erica Williams, because she did say in one of her streams that if my channel goes down, you can go to my email list and I'll tell you where else I'll be. So I'm thinking about right now how to best aggregate all of my stuff, because I have 2 writing websites and I have 4 channels. And so the next thing is to set up an email list, but this is where you can find me. I'm always looking for more Instagram followers, and I haven't even tapped using Instagram yet in a serious way as an influencer, but these are other places where you can find me if something happens over here. I'm going to take a look at the chat really quickly. Okay, so you guys are saying what's up to each other. Now the slide I was working on about 15 minutes ago was this one. For those of you who don't know, there are actually 4 Big Discussions 76 channels. So I'm using a house of brands approach. So there's my original channel. Roger's been over there on my original channel. And I hope to have Roger and some other people back pretty soon. The original channel is called Big Discussions 76. That channel is almost to 1,000 subs. I do a lot of, I need to do more live streams over there, but I discuss general topics over on Roger's channel. You guys were talking about money today, but it's kind of turned into a general topics channel. Big Discussions 76 Sports, that's my sports channel. Some of the guys were over there 2 weeks ago. We were talking basketball, but it's for the most part been a Michigan football channel. I want to spread it out some more. That one is at 987. So if you're watching on the playback, and if you're watching this live, please go over there and subscribe. I can feel 1,000 subs in my hands right now. I can feel having a community chat and being able to super chat and do things like that. We're right here. Right now, Big Discussions 76 Science and Technology. This channel was resurrected from the dead. And the 4th channel, which is my smallest, is Big Discussions 76 Entertainment and Media. I have some plans for that channel. I'm working on a writing project right now, and I just started a new writing website. So I have some plans for what to do with that 4th channel and how to grow it. So those are all my channels. This is a house of brands approach. So if you're not subbed on any of those and you're interested in any of those topics, please sub. Okay, so I'm gonna make 2 more points, guys. Then I'm gonna wrap. Oh, Kareen Henry, what's going on? I don't know. I didn't see you over in Roger's chat today. We're gonna do over on my entertainment and media channel on Saturday. We are gonna do, me and some other guys are going to do a review / discussion of the Snyder Cut. I know that we're late with it, but I didn't want to do it by myself. So I have some other guys who are really, really into science fiction and superheroes. And over on my Big Discussions 76 Entertainment and Media channel, we're going to have a discussion on the Justice League Snyder Cut on Saturday at 1 o'clock. I have to set up the stream soon so people know. So what was I thinking about when I was walking around after my channel got taken down? I was thinking about data and analytics. So I'm going to show 2 blog posts. Hopefully nothing happens this time, YouTube. And I'm gonna end with these 2 blog posts. So there's nothing harmful here, nothing illegal, nothing bad. A couple of years ago, when I wrote for Examiner.com, because I wrote for Examiner.com before I started my own blogging platform. I was, when you're a writer for a publication like that, they come after you, and PR people seek you out, and they say, well, we're hosting this event. Do you want to come and cover it? So at that particular time, I was writing about education, science, and those kinds of topics, money, those kinds of things. So I had an educational focus. So they contacted me and said, Tableau is hosting a symposium on this day. We'd like you to come cover it. So that's what I did. So for those of you who don't know, Tableau, and this very much fits under the technology umbrella, because a part of technology and science is analytics and data. About 3 weeks ago, I did a live stream on part 1 of my graduate school thesis, and I showed data for probably the second or third time on this channel. Nicole Ali, the scientist supreme, the lioness, she's showed a lot more data on her channel, but I'm saying that to say that a critical part of science, whether you're in the biological sciences or whether or not you're in chemistry or physics, is data generation and data analysis. And so Tableau is a company, or was a company. I'm not sure if they're still in business or if they were bought by somebody, but they were creating software for data analysis and analytics. So that whole symposium was just about that. I got lost listening to what it is they had to say, but that's a whole field in itself, data and analytics. So, in this space, Roger, for example, is interested in helping to build the Black community back. I'm interested in getting more. I'm interested in creating more Dr. Dunbars. Well, data analytics and data analysis is its own field, and so that's one thing. And that's one thing I thought about when I was walking around the park last week after my channel got taken down, was that, wow, all the data is gone. Because what your YouTube channel does, what your quote unquote store does, because in my opinion, these are little storefronts, is it tracks your data. So it tracks the amount of views you got. It tracks the average time that people watched. It tracks what your most popular content is. It tracks all the comments, the good comments, the bad comments. It tracks the likes and the dislikes. So that's all data. Those are all analytics. And that's a critical part of YouTubing. So when your videos get taken down and when your channels get taken down, all that data gets wiped away. So that's something that I thought about last week afterwards when I was walking around the park. And that's something that I was relieved of when I woke up Wednesday morning and they said, okay, well, we reviewed it. Our bad. We're going to put your channel back up. So data and analytics. And it's cool when you create and upload something that's really, really popping and you can see the algorithm take off. That's data and analytics, and that is a whole career field. I wrote something else on my blogging platform. I'm going to show this to you guys, and I'm going to wrap up because we're at 34 minutes. I've been inside all day. I need to go outside. It's a nice day here in the DMV. I wrote this a couple of months ago on my blogging platform. I'm getting a lot of content from a customer. And so with just the amount of things that I'm doing, I don't have time to write content myself, but I wrote this one because blogging is a business, just like YouTube is a business. And so a couple of years ago, let me check YouTube to make sure everything's working and fine. Okay, everything's okay over there. Thank you for everyone who liked the stream. I didn't ask, but thank you for everyone who liked the stream. A couple of years ago, when you create something or when you build something, as I learned, as many of you have learned who are YouTube content creators, things go wrong. Things break. Things get taken down. and you have to rebuild them or you have to fix them. And the same thing is true when you have a WordPress site, which is basically WordPress itself is an app, and you buy the domain and you build the app on your domain. But about 2 to 3 years ago, my blogging platform suffered a cyber attack, and actually it was a malware that was redirecting the site to another site over in the UK. So it was a similar situation to what happened here when my channel got taken down. I didn't know what was happening. It was a Saturday morning when I noticed that my site was redirecting, and I didn't know how to fix it myself. So I called GoDaddy, and they said, oh yeah, your site's redirecting, there's malware in there, and we're gonna have to clean it out. That took about 1 to 2 weeks. My blog was down, and I wasn't sure that GoDaddy was going to be able to fix it. And I was facing the same thing that I faced with this channel getting taken down. And I said, oh, geez, all the data's gone. All my likes and shares and all my comments and all my clicks and views, all that data is gone. I still have the Word files. I still have all the pictures. I can re-upload those. I can start the site over again, but all the data is gone. And so what happened is, and these 2 blog posts are below this video in case you guys want to read those. But what happened was, when I reestablished the site after GoDaddy was able to get the malware out, one of the reps said, we noticed that you don't have an SSL certificate for your blogging platform. And I said, well, what's an SSL certificate? That's in the blog post. I'm a little afraid to throw things in the chat based upon what happened last week, but that's below. But basically, when you have a website or a blog site, Google is a search engine, and Google looks upon sites that have SSL certificates more favorably than sites that don't. So you have an SSL certificate when you see HTTPS versus HTTP. So I had an HTTP. So I said, all right, give me the money. Yeah, give me the SSL certificate. I'll pay you the money, and I'll be squared away with Google. My website will be in that batch that Google will look favorably upon. So when my site converted over to a HTTPS from an HTTP, all of my metadata got wiped away. So when you, on your YouTube channels, when you share it to Facebook, when you share it to Twitter, when you share it to LinkedIn, those are all plugins. So my blogging platform, pretty much every blogging platform or website has plugins, social media plugins. And every time you share it, every time you like it, every time someone shares it to Facebook or tweets it or shares it to LinkedIn or to Pinterest or WhatsApp or Tumblr or Reddit, whatever, that usually gets recorded. Those buttons record that metadata. And the metadata, basically what that is, there's probably, I'm just going to say this off the top of my head for brevity, but what your metadata is it's a measurement and consolidation of the data surrounding your site or your channel. So when you see a blog post and it's got 100 or 1,000 Facebook shares and likes, that's metadata. The same is true with LinkedIn. The same is true with Pinterest. And that's something else that I was pondering last week when I was walking around thinking about my channel getting taken down. All of the metadata, all the analytics, all the data was lost until YouTube was gracious enough to put the channel back up. So that's what analytics are, and that's what metadata is. I didn't intend for this to be a long stream. I didn't intend for this to be the Nobel Prize winning stream, But this gave me an excuse to talk about those two terms, and those are fields in themselves. Writing code, the collection of data, the allocation of data, the looking at trends, capturing the analytics. Those are all career fields as well. So those blog posts are below this live stream. If you want to read those and take a look at those, maybe you want to set up your own blogging platform at some point. Let me take a look at YouTube to make sure everything's happy over there. Okay. Thank you to everyone who liked the stream. Yeah, thank you for that. I'm not gonna ask for any cash apps today because I really haven't given you guys anything new and novel. Speaking of which, I'm giving you guys stuff that's new and novel. So in the aftermath of this whole thing, one of the things I've had to think about is what's safe to talk about over here, and what can I talk about over here that's not gonna cause that same thing to happen. Because with a science and technology channel, you could think what's the harm of talking about new and emerging technologies? What's wrong with talking about artificial intelligence or blockchain technology? What's wrong with talking about those? Well, if you talk about them in the wrong way, you might trigger something. So I did some thinking about that, and I think that I'm going to start off by getting back to my initial mission, which is creating more Dr. Dunbars, meaning that trying to lay the groundwork and get the messages out about how I started my career, and also talking about things like pharmacology and toxicology, and talking about my training and talking about advances in those fields. Now, the challenge is going to be that as the years go on, as the months go on, there are going to be more emerging technologies. So the challenge is going to be talking about these things in such a way that don't get myself and this channel in hot water. But I think I'm going to start back with my path and the sciences that I was trained in. I will probably stay clear of what's happening in the world right now, if you know what I mean, and treatments for what's happening in the world right now. I'll probably stay clear of that. And the other thing I thought about in the aftermath of all of this is going back to the gentleman who coined the term rabbit hole productions. I think one thing you have to do in this era of tremendous oversight and censorship is you have to think about alternative ways of saying what you want to say, or communicating the things that you think are important to communicate. I just if you follow me on Twitter, I'll throw it back up there. I just published a piece on a new platform called Scoon TV. For those of you who don't know of him, someone who I hold in high esteem and who I consider to be a hero now, named Curtis Scoon. He has a YouTube channel, and he does a weekly show with Jason Whitlock. A lot of people don't like Jason Whitlock, but Curtis basically started Scoon TV as a platform where you can talk open and honestly about what's going on, because there are some places where you just can't do that now. So he asked me to write a piece about what's happening now, And we just published that piece on School TV. So I'm going to show you my Twitter handle again. If you want to read that piece, if you want to see it, my Twitter handle is right there at Big Words Are Powerful. And if you're on Facebook, I have a Big Words blog site Facebook page. I shared that piece over there as well. It's related actually to a video I uploaded about 2 months ago. So I did a bit of a survey 2 months ago when Curtis asked me to write that piece. So that's up over there. I'm not going to discuss it over here because I don't think it's safe to do so. So with that, I think I'm done. I think I'm done for the day. I think it's time to go outside and get some fresh air and restock on some supplies. But hey guys, big discussions, 76, the science and technology has been resurrected. It's back. All the data is back. The video catalog is back. So if you want to go listen to some of those things that I think were safe to talk about last year and even 6 months ago, those things are still there. I don't know that I'll be talking about them going forward, but all that's back. And I just want to say thank you to everyone who has subscribed. I don't know, Roger, I don't know if you or anyone else really shared the channel while it was in purgatory last week, but the subscriber count went from 696 up to 722. So I need to go into purgatory and suspension more often. But I want to thank everyone who has subscribed to the channel prior to it going down. And I want to thank everyone who subscribed while the channel was in suspension. So I appreciate that. Hopefully this channel can eventually get to 1,000 subscribers. So I'm going to stop this here. I'm going to flash my information one more time in case this goes away and you want to email me, or in case you want to follow me on some of the other social media platforms. I am on Pinterest as well. I post stuff over there, but I haven't completely figured out Pinterest yet. I'm on Reddit, but I haven't completely figured out Reddit yet and how to use that and how to share stuff over there. I know it's very community based, but I am on social media, and this is where you can find me again. On Facebook, that's my blogging platform, my original blogging platform. I started a site for authors as well. I'm on Twitter and on Instagram. So I'm going to stop this here. Thank you to those of you who watched this live and who liked it. And thank you to those of you who will watch this on the playback. And enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. I'm going to stop my screen share here. Yeah. So enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. And as always, remember that your attitude determines your altitude. Take care, and I will talk to you the next time. Bye-bye.